We are so excited that you're about to listen to the Cultivate OKC podcast. The podcast is a product of the Cultivate OKC Venture Accelerator. Our hope is that Oklahoma City will become famous for an atmosphere of flourishing. We believe in a courageous and connected movement of entrepreneurs leading redemptive ventures will play an outsized role in that story. Today's episode is a chapter in that story. Now let's jump in.
Hello, and thank you again for joining us for another Cultivate OKC podcast. We are all about creating a redemptive culture in Oklahoma City. That is our vision. That is our aspiration. We want to make Oklahoma City a place where everyone flourishes, not just the connected or the well-educated. And we want everyone to be thriving in Oklahoma City. We want to pull the people who live in the margins to the center, to where we even have to come up with a new name for them because they no longer live in the margins. And that's what we're here for. We're about training entrepreneurs and how they can live redemptive ventures within their communities. And by the way, I'm Tracy. I'm Tracy. I'm part of the Cultivate team. And I have with me Miss Natanya Hernandez, soon to be Natanya Rinke. Did I say it right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. How many days?
45.
45 days and counting.
Almost there.
I know.
Got on my phone.
That's so exciting. That's exciting. Getting close to the big day. But today, as our guest, we have with us Miss Niki McClain of Flourish Real Estate Group. Niki is known in our community as Little Miss Ball of Sunshine because she's just energetic. She's fun. She always has a smile on her face. Niki's husband's name is Josh, and she has 3 children. Gracie, Paxton, and Lola. And Lola and Niki, you share a passion. What's your passion that you're sharing together?
We ride horses. So Lola's in I'll probably botch it. It's the hunter jumper. She does all that good stuff. And so it started out as I just wanted to ride a few lessons so I could get a feel for what she's talking about. And then that turned into, holy cow, like this is kind of fun. This is like, it's very freeing because you're so focused on all the things that you have to do writing. It doesn't let you think about anything else. And so it's like just freedom for my mind.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah. You just go out as soon as you pull into the barn. I mean, it's like everything else goes away. There's no technology. It's just horses and life's just good out there.
I'm telling you,
cool.
There's something to be said about saddle time, right? I mean, you can have your phone in the saddle, but it's probably not. It's not great.
I'm not at that level.
Good.
Let's not fall off. So let's just all eyes and hands on deck.
Yes, let's focus here on this critter right here. Do you and your daughter both ride? Probably not the same horse, but do you ride the same horse every time, or do you rotate around? Or
nope, it's always different. Well, she's kind of different because she obviously takes way more lessons than I do, but hers depends on if she's getting ready for a show. She'll ride the same horse for a little while, but no, the goal is to kind of ride a variety of horses so that because every horse is so different, and so you just learn a different skill set. It's kind of like an internal competition. Because you kind of have to, I don't want to say master, because that definitely would not be the word I'd use, but you have to learn all the tricks about that horse and kind of how they maneuver and how you ride together. And so every time you ride, it's just a different learning experience.
Oh, man. Cool. It refreshes my soul just even thinking about being out there doing that. Did you ever think you'd be an equestrian in your life?
No.
You're a city girl.
Yes, that's it. That's what Lola says. Mom, you're still a city girl. I'm aware. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, that's so funny. Well, good for you for picking up something new and, trying something different.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
That's right. Good for you. That's an entrepreneur thing. We're always up to trying something different. So
this is true.
So, Niki, tell us something that brought you joy this week.
Okay, so I have a client that I helped her buy a house in January, and she works full time, but she and a partner are starting their own floral business. And so I've been helping her just a little bit with some ideas and just really kind of trying to help promote her. And she sent me a text this week and said, I did not know that when I chose you as my realtor that I would be getting so much more. And I just thought, she just thanked me for kind of taking her under my wing and just helping her with ideas and just creativity and just including her. You know, we've had some different classes taught at Flourish, and I've invited her to those because it would pertain to her and her new business. And that was heartwarming. I just thought, that's exactly what I'm wanting to achieve. That's so cool.
That's so exciting. We say at Cultivate that relationship is our secret sauce. And that's exactly what you're doing, that you are building into people, whether they're going to bring you anything or not. It's not the point. The point is that we choose to invest in people. So high five.
Thank you.
Nikki. Good job. Good job. That's great.
Well, even with that, the secret sauce, that's a part of something that you've injected into the DNA of your venture as a whole, not just what you do as a person. So that's super cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Flourish does, what Flourish is, and a little bit more about what sets you guys apart?
Sure. So my partner and I created Flourish 3 years ago this Saturday. We'll have our third birthday.
Wow, exciting.
That's
cool. So we had both been managing our own teams, and when we decided that we wanted to crazily start a brokerage together, naively, I think that's the appropriate word to say. But we really wanted to create an atmosphere that was different. You know, this industry is highly competitive and people don't want to share and all that good stuff because they think that they have something that's going to gain them so much more business than everybody else. We just wanted to create an atmosphere where everybody could come in and really kind of thrive together, where we could share ideas and not worry that somebody was going to be taking a client or, better together. And we knew if we could, lead with that abundance mindset, sky's the limit for anybody. And so it's been nice just kind of finding the right fit, the people who are there, the loyalty, the camaraderie. But what I did not anticipate was how much people would grow. I knew they would grow. And I knew from a business perspective that just the personal growth. I mean, it's just been so cool to see what people are doing, not only in real estate, but in their relationships, the confidence they're building. I had somebody the other day, she said, I didn't even know I wanted to teach classes, but I do. Like, I want to help educate. And, it's just allowing them to become leaders within the company while building successful business outside the company. And just kind of getting the whole community involved around that. We're getting that known in the public that we're here for way more than just houses. That's kind of our platform. But, we're building relationships and building the community. That's really kind of where all of our passion lies. So it's nice that you wake up on Mondays excited to go to the office. So 3 years in, I can say I'm still super excited to go in and have the meetings. I had a coffee meeting with 9 agents today, and I woke up this morning like, I can't wait to see what we're going to chat about, what we're going to work through, and where are people going and growing. And that's so fun.
Yeah.
So great. And your industry is it can be really cutthroat, for you. So for you to flip the script and be about relationships and building people, and like you said, personally, not just professionally, but investing into people's lives. I mean, that makes a big difference, and people see that.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Well, and it makes me think too, like whenever you said they come, within Flourish, and then they have their outside. It makes me think of, whenever we go Sunday morning church, it's not where the real work is done. That's kind of where we go and regroup.
Yep.
To then go and be able to grow and be able to influence other people and, love on other people. And so that's so cool that's a perfect embodiment of what the church does as well. So that's super cool.
I love that analogy. That's so good. Taking that back to the office. That is so
Natanya, bringing the heat. Bringing the heat today.
That is so true. And that is exactly what I feel like our office is, where people can come in, like recharge their batteries. They need somebody to pour into them so they can then go out and pour into others. So yeah, perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So want to take a quick moment to thank our partners, Praxis Labs out of New York and Flourish OKC. Praxis is a creative engine for redemptive entrepreneurship supporting founders, funders, and innovators motivated by their faith to love their neighbors and to renew culture. Flourish OKC is a collection of experiences, storytelling, and educational exchanges that explore a value they want to see cultivated in Oklahoma City, including education, restorative justice, and resettling refugees. Cultivate OKC would not exist without our amazing partners, and we thank them. Now let's jump back into the podcast. Niki, you've been a part of cohort 2, and we're almost done. We're wrapping up. This coming next week is our last session, which is hard to believe. That's 16 weeks. It goes fast.
I'm so sad.
I know. We still hang out, though. We still get together. So no worries. Once you're a cultivator, you're always a cultivator. So yeah. But tell us how Cultivate has been beneficial to you. Where have you seen growth or investment in you personally and into Flourish?
I would say that I probably got 3 years worth of growth in 16 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, I cannot say enough about Cultivate. I mean, enough good stuff. Literally every time I go and come back, I mean, my poor husband's like, I'm blocking my evening off because I'm going to talk for 3 hours about everything. I have never left one meeting that I did not walk away and go, wow. That was, we had amazing speakers. We had amazing mentor sessions. The amount of aha moments that came out of that, just literally gold every single time I leave. You don't look at the clock, right? I had to leave early one day and I was like, oh, but do I really don't? Oh yeah, your daughter's getting an award. You really need to go to that.
Yes.
Whatever choose. But I mean, seriously, the value and the impact, immeasurable. Yeah. And the people, right? I mean, just the people, it's crazy to see where we all started so like professional at the first meeting. Like, hi, I'm Niki McClain, right? And then by the end, we're like high-fiving each other and patting each other on the back. Yeah. Like, it's just cool to see the growth that everybody is going through. But y'all blew my expectations way out of the water. I mean, you guys are onto something really big.
Well, you're making us smile big today. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. And that is always one of our favorite things to see is, yes, we bring in 3 to 12 mentors every time. And yes, you get to have one-on-one time with them. But the peer-to-peer connections that, I mean, we really work hard to bring the cohort together that we think it's going to be really good that you can get that. But we never know the full scope of what's going to happen. And just to see the fun.
Yeah. Fun.
See people connect and
yep. Well, and if we had just met those people for a little bit of time and saw their pitch, we would be like, oh, kudos, right? That's a good. But I feel like because they've done the pitch every week we do that. We work on it, we talk, and people are vulnerable and transparent. By the time you get to the end, like you truly feel like you know the heart behind that person's business, all of it, or nonprofit, whichever one it is. I think that's probably been my favorite thing is just to see, you get some guys in there that are a little bit more like reserved. And by the end, they're cutting their hair off, right? Like, they're just free. No, but it's cool to see. It's just cool to see their passion come out on every single one of them by the end where you feel like, I really know who these people are.
Wow. That's such a great reference. We have one of our fellows is Zach Ball, and he's an attorney, and he's had the long kind of hipster look going for a while, and he is pretty reserved, but he did come in last week and he was high and tight. And we were all taken back like, whoa, Zach. And he's actually pretty funny. And he's funny, he's kind of a sleeper. Yeah.
Yes. I know. Yeah. That's where you get to really see their personality.
Yes. Going through the 16 weeks and doing your pitch every time and it's kind of like going into battle together a little bit. You're down in the trenches and you see the good, the bad, the ugly. Not every pitch is great. And sometimes you're like, I'm starting over, because it's just rough. And you completely trash your slide deck and come back with something else. And it's just fun to see the changes and the growth through that. So sweet.
Well, they tell you, like, as a business owner, you need to know your values. You need to know, you've got to have a mission statement. And I get that, but it's a process. And I know that every business owner knows that, but by doing this through Cultivate, you didn't have a choice, right? Like, you got 2 weeks to revise it. And it really, I'm happy to see, I'm glad that I don't want to say made, but I'm glad that that's what came out of this, because now my verbiage is where I want it to be around the business that we're building. And so now that when I'm out talking to other people, it feels very natural. I tell my kids, like, I will, when I'm 95 and I'm in the nursing home, well, I'm not going to be, because I've spent enough money on them. They better be letting me live at their house. But when I'm 95 and I don't remember anything else, I literally, my pitch is going to be ingrained in the amount of time I spent practicing it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, you need to have that pitch so you can give it to people. You need to have your 30-second version, your 3-minute version, your longer version, and that's part of the process.
And it's still authentic, but now you really know, you dig so deep, you really know what you're for.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're able to share that then, just like what you guys, asking me this question. Had you asked me this question before I started, I mean, I could have blabbed on more than I'm blabbing now, but I don't know if I would have been as hardcore, like, this is what we do. This is where we're going. And then not only that, but I can present that to our agents so that when we're together, same thing. This is our mission. This is our vision. Like, this is what we're meant to do. It's not just real estate. And they kind of get on that same drive and take it.
Yes. One of our mentors is Brian Banks, and he owns Providence Home Healthcare, and they have 4 or 5 core values. I don't remember what they are, but he says that he bangs the drum. Every meeting that they have, they're hitting those same things because it takes a while for it to ingrained. We heard, was it last week we were talking about Chick-fil-A, and they're known for my pleasure. Every time you do something, it's my pleasure. And their founder said that it took 10 years for that to catch on, for people to do that. But that's their phrase, that's what they're known as. But it takes time. It takes that practice. It takes talking about it over and over and over and over. So good job, Niki. You're going to be 95 and knowing your stuff.
Thank you.
So if you could leave us with a motivational statement today, what would it be? What's your call to action?
I would say my call to action is find the balance. I know that not a lot of people like that word. They don't think it's possible, but I would respectfully disagree. I think that you can, if you're intentional with your time and your actions and you really implement those, you can have a really great business that thrives and give your energy to that. And I think you can switch your hat and give the same amount of energy and intentionality to your family.
That's deep. She's dropping the truth.
All about balance.
Tanya, dropping the mic right there. It's about the balance. Fine. And it goes back to your equestrian. You got to balance on that saddle or your butt's falling off. So.
Exactly. Right? That is so true.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, Niki, thanks for taking the time to be with us today. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate your vision for Flourish and how you're changing your community. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all you guys have done for Cultivate. We appreciate it.
Thanks. And Natanya, thanks for being my partner in crime today.
Of course.
Awesome. And listeners, thank you for taking the time to join us and hear a little bit about Cultivate, to hear about our fellows and what they're doing in their communities, how they are creating redemptive cultures out in inside their 4 walls, outside their 4 walls. And if you're an entrepreneur and you would like to learn more about the Cultivate Venture Accelerator, you can go to cultivate.city for more information. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And Natanya, our applications are open right now, right?
They sure are. Yeah, they're going to be closing May 31st. And so if you go to our website, cultivate.city, you can just click on application, submit an interest form, and we'll send it right over.
Awesome. We'd love to have you part of Cohort 3. We're making a culture in Oklahoma City where everyone can flourish, and we'd love to have you join us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Cultivate OKC podcast. We are committed to helping everyone in OKC flourish, not just the privileged, connected, or credentialed, but everyone. That is why we exist, to nurture and multiply that movement. If you're an entrepreneur of a nonprofit or a for-profit and would like to learn more about the Cultivate Venture Accelerator, go to www.cultivate.city for more information. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of Cultivate OKC.